afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name is Katie O, and this is Moon Mama Musings. Welcome back to my living room for another energy peephole for today, the 24th of November, 2021, where we are in a waning gibbous moon in the sign of Leo as of 22:59 p.m. Bangkok time. That said, most of the day the moon will be in Cancer, and then we move over to Leo in the late hours at the very last minute of the nick of time, and right at the end. We got pretty big news today. We have Mercury transiting to the sign of Sagittarius, and I'm hearing that the transformation is through, that Mercury was undergoing in the sign of Scorpio, and that now we have to be more dedicated to forward motion with regards to our communication styles, with regards to our interpersonal relationships, with regards to anything that is sort of energy exchanges outside of us. It is pouring rain here, so if you're wondering what the heck that sound is and why all my videos are very noisy lately, well, that is the answer, and I'm sorry. But we have to work with what we got. Okay, so in this time where Mercury is in Sagittarius, communicate, but be sure to bring empathy in, as we may have the tendency to put blinders on in these situations or even get overbearing. Sagittarius is a fire sign that has to do with direction forward. It's the archer. And I read something that said that Sagittarius loves its arrows, and its arrows are kind of like swords. It's intellect, it's communication, it's technology, it's all of that stuff. But in Sagittarius, we can definitely get very caught up in what we believe is the truth, as well as be very, very, very firm about telling people what we think is the truth. So be sure to bring in some empathy with that. We will have an open mindset to learn and grow with the goal of reaching an illuminated truth in the sign of Sagittarius with Mercury. Debate will be common, especially with philosophical topics, as well as topics of the goals of our future, of things that we want to move towards, of the things that we set our sights on. So lots of open communication with regards to that. Mercury in Sagittarius often has connotations with higher education, law, media, arts. And I love this. I read that it's the champion of rights and reform. So perhaps you are going to be standing on your soapbox with regards to your rights, with regards to the rights of humanity, with regards to the rights that people in general do deserve. And you will be very, very willing to make concise direction forward with regards to your Mercurian energy, to reform things that are broken, not serving, unfair, just generally not working. Yeah. We might have an impulse to move forward towards the truth, with a deep insight from the Scorpio transit as a driving force. So we did do a lot of transformation of death and rebirth with regards to these Mercurian energies in the very recent past, and now we are using those as a driving force to go towards this beautiful truth that we're trying to achieve. Careful to pay attention to the subtleties and not to get too caught up with only focusing on the big picture. As I said, we can put blinders on or be very, very convinced that our truth is the truth, the one and only truth. But when we are looking at a big picture, sometimes we can lose the nuance of things. So make sure you get into the little nitty-gritty details. Remember to bring emotion into this and use your intuition. Sagittarius can be a bit firm-minded. So when we use our intuition, when we use our emotion, when we make sure to tap into our moony energies, our feminine side, our shadow side, then we can navigate this very fiery sign a little bit more, in a bit more of a balanced way. Sagittarius Mercury is often visionary, big ideas. So big ideas, visionaries, people that are innovative, reformers, revolutionaries often need a group of people around them with other talents and interests, to focus and balance them. Yeah. Fill in the gaps with details that you may miss with this very, very fire-centered intellect. Yeah. You might be looking so much at the big picture that you forget about these nuances. So make sure you team up with people that you trust. Make sure you team up with people that have different ideals than you even. Yeah, it's great to have everybody in the right tribe, or in the same tribe, but sometimes you will need a balancing force to sort of get your Get the stubbornness out of the way that you seek truth. The challenge for you, basically, is going to be, what do I have here? Yeah. So your challenge in the Sagittarius Mercury time will be to develop discernment in your quest for your highest truth. Yeah. Finding the highest truth, but understanding that things can change, that outside circumstances can affect what the truth means, that it's not always so black and white, and that the highest truth is what is important. And sometimes, even if it gives our ego a shot, uh, this quest for truth is more important than our own comfort. And using discernment in all ways is going to help us with this. Some of you, it's going to be to team up with people that don't think quite the same as you do, so that you can get a little bit more of a balanced approach with regards to a bigger picture. But either way, you are moving forward. You are making sure that you are going towards your goals. We're coming out of Scorpio, and Scorpio can be a little bit of a passive energy because it encourages you to look beneath the surface and to do so much self-reflection in order to transform, to change, to rework the energies that don't serve you. Whereas Sagittarius is all about move forward to truth, to goals. Yeah, but balance is always curious as we navigate those waters, or fires, rather. All right, we have 3 aspects today I'd like to talk to you about. First and foremost, the moon is in a trine with Neptune. So the emotional Cancer moon forced us to look at certain things that we may not have seen clearly before. Yeah, that work has helped us expand these energies and then face them with an open heart. The moon is going in, it's coming from Cancer into Leo today. And the sign of Leo is, yes, about our self-expression, but it definitely has a lot to do with an open heart space. Yeah, might be a big scary lion, but that big scary lion really truly is just a little sweet little kitten that's putting on a brave face so that people can take it seriously sometimes. Um, just write that down. But yeah, if we expand these energies and we move forward with them, the trine, yeah, with an open heart, then we can understand a little bit more about the things that maybe sometimes are harder for us to put our finger on, to see clearly with the Neptunian energy. Yeah. The moon is also opposite Pluto, and I'm hearing the moon in Leo is bringing us an amount of courage. Yeah. Leo, lion, rawr, the cowardly lion. If I only had a heart. We need to bring in this courage to face the change. Yeah. There's lots of change going on. Pluto is the planet of transformation, of death and rebirth. It's the ruler of Scorpio, which we've just come out of, right, with regards to Mercury and energy. And actually, there's a lot of signs. There's a lot of stuff in Scorpio, and now not so many stuff in Scorpio. We only have Mars left in Scorpio. So our actions are still being left to transform, but the rest of our mindsets are often actually we've got a lot of Sagittarius, a lot of Aquarius, and a lot of Capricorn in the general chart right now. Actually, a lot of there's 2 aspects of Gemini as well. So we are definitely looking at things innovatively. We are trying to move forward with fierce direction, so that we can find backbone and use our wit to kind of like get it all in the way things are working. But here, this opposition with Pluto is saying, all right, guys, we've got to use the courage here. Change is not easy, especially Mars is still in Scorpio. Change is not easy, but we need to use courage. Things can definitely go in multiple ways right now. It's not set in stone. There's definitely a few paths ahead of us, and that can be really, really uncomfortable because we don't have a certain sense of direction of we're going here, if this is going to be the outcome or the end game. So opening up that heart space, it's going to help us feel ready and brave to weather any storm. Yeah. Especially with regards to seeking out our long-term stability. Yeah. Um, mhm. Okay, the moon is also in a trine with Mercury. All right, Mercury is in a transited. It's in a transitive state right now. It's going through to the sign of Sagittarius as the moon is going from Cancer to Leo. So there's a lot of flux. Okay, and this trine does reflect that. I do believe the expansion has a lot to do with this fluctuating energy right now. So use your heart space to move forward with the way that you communicate and interact, to change and expand and grow the way that you interact, communicate, use technology, travel, move around, interact with people, etc., etc., etc. We can wear blinders to what we identify as truth with Mercury and Sagittarius. So just make sure that you're listening to your heart. All right, it's really important to listen to your heart. The decisions you're going to have to make are going to be very big ones. Yeah, a lot of you are making big decisions with regards to how you make a stable future for yourself. And these are big vibes. And they are uncertain because we don't really know what the future will truly hold, especially when there's multiple routes ahead of us. There's multiple paths ahead of us. There's multiple options ahead of us. But if you keep your open heart space and you listen to your heart, I do believe you'll be able to navigate this a lot more easily than should you go in pure Mercurian energy, pure mind. We need to bring balance. We need to bring love. We need to bring heart space in. Okay, I'm bringing you out a card of the day right now from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Let's see what we got. We've got two. We have the buffalo and the camel. Okay, so big fuzzy animals, large creatures here. These are, one is a earth, the other is a water sign, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The buffalo has a lot to do with having a very open intuition and being very, very connected to the greater scheme of things. So I do believe that they're saying that with this buffalo energy, your third eye is blasted open. You are understanding that these lightning bolts are coming down for your better good, even if they are uncomfortable. And with the camel present, we are using the resources that we have in order to make a long journey that can be very difficult, right? The camel doesn't need to stop and drink water because it makes sure that it carries all the water that it needs with them, all right? Our emotions are our best ally right now, because if we use our intuition and we open up ourselves to our emotions, then that's when we're actually able to move forward. They want me to look at the deck, and there we have the lion. Yeah, here we go. Marrying these two energies brings us to, and even though it doesn't seem so, marrying these two energies brings us to the beautiful self-assured lion with an open heart space, that little kitten that puts on a really brave face. Love it. Okay, I'm going to get you a message from the bag of tricks. Let's see what we got. Okay, up here at the top, we have got purge and sadness. The Cancer moon may have made you feel very sad, may have made you feel that there's a lot going on around you that you really have no control over, and it's bringing on this purge, an emotional purge. You may have felt the need to cry, you may have felt the need to yell, you may have broken things, you may have freaked out a little bit. Either way, you had an upwelling of energy that really did it was super, super useful for you. I feel like you had a lot of energy that was built up, a lot of things that you were resisting, allowing to move naturally, and you finally opened up and allowed that to happen. And they're saying that if you've not yet done that, do it. Okay? Purge. Get rid of stuff. And it can be stuff too. Yeah? You might be sad to get rid of some of the belongings that you have. Yeah? Culling down sort of your garage full of crap. And that can be figurative or real. But if you've not yet done this purging energy, you've still got time today, right? Moon's only going to Leo at the end of the day when you need to open your heart space. So use that Cancer energy to get rid of anything that you don't need. Wing it and praise. So some of you guys are needing to have a conversation with somebody, and you need to have this open heart space. You need to celebrate something very important, and you just don't know how to find the words. You don't know what you're going to say. You don't know how you're going to tell this person that you care about them. You don't know how to put your emotions into your words, but wing it. Just go with the flow. Get in there. Don't be afraid to do it. Just get in there and go. And you will be able to say the right thing. You will find yourself saying exactly what needs to be said. We have initiate and watch and learn. Okay, you do want to start something new. You are trying to wave that checkered flag with regards to a brand new race of your life. But first, before you wave the flag and get everything going, make sure that you are stop listening, thinking, watching, making sure that you're gathering all the information that you possibly can before you do wave that flag and say go on something. All right, and then drain and meditate. So when you have this upwelling of energy, okay, when you feel this purge, when you feel angry, when you feel sad, when you feel even vice versa. Maybe some of you guys are feeling, but no, it's sadness came out. A lot of you guys, it has anger associated with it because some of you are very uncomfortable with being sad in general, and it makes you angry. So the sadness actually does come out as frustration and anger to hide that little soft spot inside of you that you don't want anyone to see. But once you start to open this drain, once you have this upwelling come, once you purge all of this emotion, as it slowly recedes, as it drains away, as these things go down the drain with your emotions, be sure that you connect to your own heart space, okay? Be sure that you meditate. Be sure to take a little bit of time out, think about everything, reflect upon yourself, and get right into that heart and figure out what you need. Meditate. Some of you guys have been neglecting your meditative practice. I myself am guilty of this. I've not been meditating nearly enough lately. Make sure you get into that meditative state so you can tap into that heart space with the coming Leo moon. All right, my dears, that's it for me. I will see you again tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm so sorry for anything you're going through if I made you feel a certain way. Thank you for being a beautiful being and lending your energy to the circuit that I hold so dear. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Ascended Masters, angels, and whatever other energy helped us find these clear, concise messages for our greatest good in a timeless fashion. It doesn't matter if it's today, tomorrow, next month, or next year. If you're here listening, there is something in it for you, even if the astrology does not coincide to where you currently are. I love you to the moon and stars, into infinity and beyond and back, and I accept this, and I hope you do too. But if not, it's all good. Catch you next time.